Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning meditation. So good to have you here. Happy Labor Day. I hope you all are enjoying a non-laborious weekend with lots of good fun and wonderful people around you. So as I was thinking of our Labor Day theme today, one of the things that has stood out to me this week is that our meditation is a type of work, right? It's an internal work to watch those thoughts, to take no thought, to, um, just not get distracted by the myriad of topics that go through our mind and emotions during the day. And one of the phrases that has stood out to me in my working with people this week is a term called emotional sobriety. And I have kind of heard that in the past, but for some reason that has stood out to me this week. And I thought, that is such a great way to describe what we're doing in our meditation time, but also in all of the healing work that we do. It's about us not reacting to what's going on internally. And what it seems like is that, and this is true, that it's about not reacting to what's going on externally. And that is very true because, just like in our mind, how we get distracted by those thoughts, in our world, we can get distracted by, oh, this is, here's this tragic event, and here's this war going on in our world, and here's this contention and that, you know, whatever is going on in our world, or, this relative or that coworker or this friend or that, person who cut me off on the road, whatever, it can sure seem like, well, these are the outer situations that are a catalyst for those internal reactions. And yes, they are, but they're not the cause. They're not the cause. They're the trigger is another kind of popular word, but they're not the cause. The cause is some kind of unresolved something going on inside of us that is getting hit by our intake of that outer situation, whether it's we're watching something or listening to something, and it hits something that is unresolved in us. So then our job is to look within and say, okay, what is it that I need to resolve in myself? Doesn't mean there aren't things to do on the outside to handle our world in, our own little personal world, as well as having some kind of influence in the world overall, here and there to a certain extent. But mostly it's, there are things that we need to do every day to keep things moving forward, to set a boundary here, or to sort of, explain something there, to get something handled. Yes, all those things are true. The emotional piece of that is internal. The emotional piece is our responsibility. And, if you've ever had a situation where you've said you've reacted in some way and said, "Oh my gosh, that's not like me. I don't know where that came from." Well, it came from something inside that's unresolved, and that's our work that we don't really talk about during Monday morning meditation, that I'm always saying, that's not for today, that's for another another longer class, another longer explanation. But it it's important and valuable to be aware of those reactions inside, and our meditation time most certainly highlights those reactions inside. We see them while we're watching our thoughts. We see them when our mind suddenly gets involved in, oh, where that there's that situation going on, and it is, here's how I feel about it, and here's what I think about it, and here's what I think should be done about it, and all of that. I've got plenty of those too. But as we're watching those, if if situations are taking us from our normal status quo, even keel, Zen zone, down below we can think of it like that, down below into the waters of our emotion, and we get stuck there, then there's something that we haven't released. There's something that needs more work. So anyway, I guess I say this all the time, don't I? But it's worth repeating because that term emotional sobriety is about it's part of the benefit of our meditation time because it allows us to observe our emotions and say, you know what, I'm not going to partake in that. If we liken that to alcohol, right? Somebody who is working on their sobriety from alcohol, it doesn't mean that that person doesn't still want to drink, but that urge comes up or that desire for a drink comes up and they notice it and say, wow, maybe that would be really nice right now, but that's not who I am. That doesn't serve me anymore. And I'm not going to allow myself to indulge on that drink, but nor indulge on the thought about that. And so anytime our emotions are very addictive. And so anytime we have emotions that become attached to something, whether it's our opinions about how things are supposed to be, someone else and how they're supposed to behave, wouldn't that be nice if we had any control over that? But we don't. We only have manageability over what's going on inside of us. And so that emotional sobriety means that, you know, I see that I have reactions. I can respect myself for having reactions because I'm human, but I don't have to act on them. I don't have to act on them outwardly, and I don't have to dwell on them inwardly either. If I need to do more work, I will do more work. But our meditation time strengthens that ability to say, no, I'm not going there. That is not who I am. I'm not going there. So anyway, I wanted to kind of highlight that because our meditation time is wonderful for relaxing. It's wonderful for having some time of peace of mind, but it really is building a muscle. It's a tool for building that muscle of sobriety, of emotional sobriety, and honoring ourselves by not indulging in our own emotions, as well as honoring other people. It's great that we're honoring other people to do that. That's important and that's valuable in our relationships and in our everyday lives. And it's even more powerful to honor ourselves in that way. So anyway, that is our topic of the day for our Labor Day. It is our inner work that we do even on Labor Day to manage, I don't even want to say manage those emotions, but hold ourselves steady in that center in our breath and noticing the emotions that come up and just letting them be. And they have no power over our decision making. They have no power over our state of mind or our mood for the rest of the day. So we're going to work with that today. So I invite you to get comfortable in your chair if you're not already, and take a couple of deep breaths. Help the mind body system switch gears, relax, be still. Just let that breath be its natural rate, its natural pace. So breathing from the belly, let that diaphragm do the work of pulling that Relaxed breath in and letting that diaphragm relax as you breathe out. If you need extra support focusing today, use our quick breath method of math method of breathing into the count of 4, breathing out to the count of 4. Breathing out until you feel your mind and body become synchronized, relaxed, aligned. Moving into the count of 4, and just letting the breath move out gently to the count of 4. And turn your attention to that heart space. And all the thoughts go. Put your internal vision into that heart space. Feel your breath moving in past that heart space. The cool air in and the warmth of the air as you breathe out. It's moving past that heart space. Let your attention remain there. Foundation of emotional sobriety is non-judgment and compassion. It is always our foundation. There's no value in judging any thoughts or emotions that come up. There's no value in judging ourselves for having thoughts and emotions. There's no truth in that. There's no fact supporting judgment. And judgment allows for compassion. Compassion because we're human, compassion because we're built with nervous systems that react to things. Compassion for our journey of becoming more aware of these natural reactions and being more the authority within. Our nervous system is like a child. It reacts to things. Our awareness, our consciousness is our adult. Our nervous system and emotions react when they're not being parented lovingly. Parented. We're in this heart space. It's like we're taking that nervous system, that childlike, reactive part of us, and just holding it in our arms, just saying it's okay. We're okay. There's nothing to fear. Ultimately, there's nothing to be angry about, even if there are things that we don't like. We're always okay. We are always okay. Just follow that nervous system in our arms. If you want to see it like a child, because that's more helpful, to see that child in your arms. Maybe they're wiggly, maybe they're having a childlike temper tantrum about something. But we use the loving, calm, centered parent in that heart space. And just hold the space for any reactions, helping that childlike nervous system be calm and we keep our calm, steady breath going. No matter what the emotions are doing. It's just like a child throwing a temper tantrum process. Our own adult nervous systems are no different. That adult self of our centered heart space doesn't have to react. And just watch, hold, be patient, have compassion, no judgment, just breathing, calm breaths. And just keep bringing your attention back to that heart space, embrace, that holding of that child. Just like a parent with a child, every day it is our job to take care of that child, to watch their reactions and support them through whatever comes up for them in a way that teaches them maturity, teaches them how to handle those emotions as they come up. We do that for ourselves every single day, every moment of the day. It's just as a parent knows for a child, we know for ourselves that life is easier, it's more in the flow when we're not emotionally reacting to things all the time. And when we do, to really give it the time and the love and the compassion and the effort to work through whatever the sticking point in that emotion ends up being, so we can release it and move forward. Keep going. There is no Labor Day for that love and compassion internally. There's no Labor Day for a parent. Every day, and with love and gratitude, we take that on. We take that on. It's like a parent says, of course I will do that. It's my responsibility, of course. Our own internal childlike nervous system, of course, is our responsibility. Of course, we must take care of that. Just like parenting, some days it's easier than others. Some days we're glad to do it, other days we wish we didn't have to. Very, very much the same kind of relationship. But no matter how we feel about it one day to the next, it is always our job. And if you have time today on this Labor Day to sit and be with your heart that loves so greatly, so unconditionally, I invite you to just stay there, be there, experience that compassion for yourself. And if you have other activities today, I invite you to just take a deep breath and or two and let your body and mind know that you're switching gears, bringing that beautiful heart love with you to the rest of your day. You get to share with whomever you're sharing your day with. And even if it's simply you on your own, you get to experience that love all day. And as always, I invite you to tap into that every day. And because we're parents and this is our job, we tap into it 24/7, 365 days of every year, 366 when we need to. So have a wonderful, wonderful Labor Day. Thank you for joining me today. So good to be with you all and share this parent support today. Have a great week, and I will see you next week.